Fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Before we start the video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the support I received from you. And as always, all the information in my videos is rumors taken from the internet or the street. I'm not saying the information is fact.
Pick your mans up.
And just because people used to come through shooting at us every day. And this block, words can't even explain, man. Can't even explain.
Yeah, man. Little School Valley, 05 way on money. Young money, man. They in the building.
600 boy, LA, man. LA Capone, man. Get it to him, man. OC2 boys, man. Team
Number 9, man. Number 9 shooter, you hear me?
Hey, bitch, little bitch. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? Hey, I am Brick Squad. Brick Squad, boy. What the fuck is you talking about, bro?
You have to be willing to die or go to jail for 100 years if that's the lane that you're stepping in. You have to understand that whether you 15, 16, you got to think like a man. You know what I'm saying?
So don't be in it. Oh, you're not? Why does everybody say you're only 16 years old?
They say what they want to say.
How old are you?
300.
The story of Bloodhound Lil Jeff.
How many fingers do I see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 11. 11. This is something new. I wish I had 11 too.
This is the story of Bloodhound Lil Jeff from Drill City, one of the most interesting and requested stories in Chicago. Lil Jeff was undeniably one of Drill City's most known figures, making a massive impact in the streets in a short time, and at a very young age, before his life was tragically cut short at 21. Beyond his reputation on the streets, Lil Jeff was also a successful rapper who single-handedly revitalized the drill music scene, which had been dead for a couple of years since the passing of King Von. At least that's my opinion. I hope you find this story as interesting as I do. This is the story of Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Lil Jeff, whose real name was Jeffrey Harris Jr., was born on July 14, 2002 in Chicago, Illinois. Lil Jeff grew up on the east side of Chicago together with one of his two brothers. He had one older and one younger, but he only grew up with his older brother, J Boogie from Chris World, who currently is locked up for a gun crime and will be released in 2027. He claims Bloodhound as well. The household also included his mother and grandmother, who raised him. Although his father, Big Jeff, wasn't present during his early years, they remained on good terms, and he harbored no resentment towards him in the end. Big Jeff is also a gang member, repping 068 C Block. Some say his brother, J Boogie, claimed Trap City/Zone 7, which could be true since Chris World and Trap City have strong ties. However, J Boogie primarily identified with Chris World, despite DYMB mocking him, saying he didn't even know Chris. But once J Boogie gets out of jail, it's likely he'll fully commit to Bloodhound in honor of his brother, Lil Jeff. Lil Jeff started his education at 6 Longwood and graduated from Harold Washington Elementary School. He went on to attend Curie Metropolitan High School, where he graduated in 2020. Later, he pursued online courses at Daly College. Before getting involved in the streets, basketball was one of Lil Jeff's biggest passions. He spent his summers playing in AAU leagues and dedicated all his free time to the court. Standing at about 6'2", he had a natural height advantage. However, 16, he never made it to the varsity basketball team, which made him give up his dream. In his spare time, he also enjoyed playing video games with friends and cousins. Lil Jeff had several known cousins, for example, Q50 from MTV 079/BloodHound, and BloodHound Z Money from Drill City, who was shot and killed in March 2023, an event that plays an important role in this story, which we will come to later in the story. Q50, who has a major role in this story, is not only known for his street work but also his recently started rap career. Lil Jeff, who is mostly known for being a member of Drill City, was actually Flipside in his early teens before he started claiming Drill City. As many of you know, Lil Jeff was a member of Drill City, and I wanted to share a bit about their history with you. But to fully grasp it, we first need to delve into the history of Lon City, a former gang community that eventually split into what we now know as 8-Tray Mob, Wiz City, Evans Mob, Hits Squad, Mix Mob, and Drill City. Although Lon City had various sets operating within it during the 90s and early 2000s, it didn't officially break apart until the late 2000s. The turning point came when members of the BDs from what are now known as Bar None/Drill City and Wiz City set up some of the chiefs of Lon City. Following this event, Wiz City became brain dead and formed their own gang, while Drill City and MTV split off soon after. Meanwhile, the GDs, who respected the chiefs that had been set up, left to establish their own sets and began feuding with both Wiz City and Drill City. Mix Mob emerged soon after, formed by the remaining members of Lon City who hadn't joined other sets. As a result of these events, 8-Tray, Evans Mob, and Hit Squad formed an alliance. Wiz City and Drill City also teamed up, while Mix Mob operated independently, initially maintaining closer ties with the GDs. Over the years, the alliances within the former Lon City have shifted significantly, with DYMB playing a major role in these changes. Drill City and Wiz City eventually became enemies after Wiz City grew closer to DYMB, who were enemies to Drill City. During this time, Mix Mob, which had a serious conflict with DYMB, allied with Drill City and inherited Drill City's beef with the GDs. However, more recently, Mix Mob and Drill City have drifted apart and are no longer aligned. Some of these relationships have changed yet again in current times, which we will talk about later in the history of Drill City. Lon City was originally a GD stronghold before some BDs arrived on 82nd and Maryland in the mid-90s. Once the buildings were torn down and the structure dissolved, the set split apart, turning the area into a chaotic battleground. However, the BDs had always been there and the GDs and the BDs were still going at it in the traditional way. However, once the 2000s hit, and the chiefs were set up and leaders were locked up, along with more BDs arriving, it all collapsed. As we have heard many times before, once the structure and leadership was gone, the younger members felt they could do whatever they wanted. The legacy of Lon City's conflicts is still evident today. For instance, the ongoing beef with the KTS Vice Lords on 75th, who were once known as the Cottage Boys/Mob because they used to hang out at the corner store on 75th and Cottage, can be traced back to those earlier days. Evans Mob, a former part of Lon City, continues to have a deadly rivalry with them. One of the last generations that actually still claimed Lon City despite it getting split up was 8 Trey Mob and Mix Mob around 2010 to 2011. Now we leave Drill City's past and instead go into their history as an independent set. Drill City has always identified as BNC, or Bar None Crazy. Although they were essentially a GD hood and still are, they've operated as full-bred renegades for years. Back in the days, Drill City was mostly known for beefing with KTS, Pocket Town and Evans Mob. Those beefs have gone on for a long time and claimed many victims. And they are still going on today, especially now when Drill City are heavily cliqued up with Shorty Mob and Drench Gang from NLMB. Drill City houses on 79th and Maryland, which is a neighbor territory to Evans Mob, Wiz City, and KTS/E Block. Now let's talk about BloodHound, a small clique within Drill City. It's important to note that not every Drill City member is BloodHound, and not every BloodHound member is part of Drill City. BloodHound originally started as a renegade, BDK-affiliated movement that included several sets such as Drill City, MTV, Mike City, 400D, Chris World and Wiz City. Interestingly, even some members from Trap City, former allies of Drill City, claim BloodHound, as a few of them were involved in the movement before tensions arose. One of the alleged members of the original BloodHound 079 was Hothead from BNC/Drill City 079. In late February this year, Hothead was arrested and charged with attempted murder after shooting a 31-year-old man 13 times in the 800 block of East 87th Street. The 31-year-old man was meeting with one of the drug dealers from the area, Deshaun Williams, friend of Hothead, to buy lean, also known as purple drank. After inspecting the product, the 31-year-old man decided not to buy the syrup. Deshaun responded by snatching the victim's gold necklace and bolting into a nearby home. The victim and a witness chased Deshaun to the house, where 2 people, including Hothead, who was on parole, pushed them back to keep them from entering. Hothead, who is a 2-time convicted gun offender on parole for armed robbery, pulled out a pistol and shot the victim approximately 13 times in the torso, chest, legs, and back at close range. Prosecutors said the victim has survived thus far, but that he remained in critical condition after undergoing 6 surgeries. Fortunately, in the end, he ultimately survived. Other big members in BloodHound are the Bates brothers, Dern, Swerve, Jamel and Tay, who are all 4 high-ranking members of BloodHound and generate a lot of money in the streets. All have been arrested on multiple occasions for various crimes, not least narcotic-related. Then we have other high-ranking members such as Kells, CJ, Jay, Dink, Slime 2, Dressy Bands, Chino, Cash, Kwame, J Boogie, and Poker Face. Now I'll walk you through the current status of Drill City's allies and enemies as of summer 2024. Keep in mind that these relationships are fluid and could change at any time, as they often do. It's no longer 2012, conflicts are more intense now, and even the smallest incident can spark a feud, undoing years of friendship. We start with the allies. Drill City's current allies include MTV079, Drench Gang, Shorty Mob, Roblox/Burly Boys, 400D, and Seno City BNC078. Drench Gang and Shorty Mob are both subsets of NLMB, with Shorty Mob being the newer group made up of a young, wild generation. Rappers like Pharaoh from Drench Gang and Lil Scoom from Roblox/Burly Boys have collaborated with Lil Jeff from Drill City, releasing a track called Running with Gravediggers in late June 2024, which has already hit 2 million views. But their connection goes beyond music, as Drill City, Drench Gang, and Roblox have been involved in other activities together, which we'll discuss later. The older generations of NLMB have also had ties with Drill City due to shared enemies, including Pocket Town, KTS, and Lakeside, which many tend to forget. For example, a police report revealed that KTS Dre had been shooting up Drill City in the summer of 2019. The same goes for Jemmy/Roblox. These connections have been revived and strengthened by the younger generation. Shorty Mob's involvement in this alliance stems not only because of their brothers from Drench Gang but also due to their ties to MTV079, a close ally of Drill City. Drill City's closest allies are MTV079, who also are part of the BloodHound Alliance along with 400D, and formerly, Trap City/Zone 7. MTV079 is a black disciple set and stands for Money Through Vernon. They were formerly known as 079 Rick Town and have had decade-long wars with sets such as 8 Trey Mob, Evans Mob and Hit Squad. MTV has a lot of infamous shooters and members such as Lil Law, who also claim Lamron, Cash, Trey Savage, and not least Q50, who will be mentioned frequently in this story as he was very close to Lil Jeff and has multiple bodies under his belt. Drill City has a lot of enemies, although not more than what any other gang has in the city. One of their main enemies, who used to be an ally, is Trap City, who plays a big role in this story since they were allegedly the ones involved in the murder of Lil Jeff from Drill City. Drill City and Trap City's relationship goes back to the days when Lon City was still a thing and they were still friends after the split in 2010 to 2011. It wasn't until late 2022 that there started to be friction between them. Before diving into Lil Jeff's street legacy, it's important to first address the 06679BD Alliance, a movement that united several sets including Drill City, Trap City, also known as Zone 7, and Chris World. This movement, symbolizing a bond between the gangs, lasted for over a decade before eventually falling apart. So how did this movement come about and why did it end? The conflict began with the war between TYMB and the groups Drill City, Trap City, and Chris World. This rivalry dates back to when TYMB was allied with 600. Moneyman from TYMB even claimed that D-Rose was affiliated with 06679K and had been involved in confrontations with Chris World, Trap City, and Drill City. Although the individual sets still have issues with TYMB, they no longer operate as a unified movement. Tensions escalated between Drill City and Trap City in 2021 and 2022 due to robberies and physical fights, often sparked by disputes over women. The alliance ultimately dissolved in 2023 after the murder of Lil Jeff's cousin from Drill City by Trap City. Lil Jeff jumped off the porch in 2020 at the age of 18. He was introduced to street life by his older brother Jay Boogie, and in an interview with DJU-TV, he told a story about how he almost got hit by a bullet when his house got shot up when he was only 14 years old. The bullets flew past right next to his head. He said in the interview that he saw stuff like that every day and it had an impact on him, just like it would on any other kid growing up in that kind of environment. We have heard these types of stories from many other famous rappers and gang members in Chicago. Jeff said he was seeing stuff like that every day, and that he still did. The only difference is that now, he was a part of it. Lil Jeff started out like most young gang members do in Chicago, first dealing with narcotics, playing with guns, shooting at people, shooting people, and finally murder. Lil Jeff got involved a lot because of older members, but also his brother and his friends his own age, especially when his cousin Q50 moved back to Chicago from the suburbs. A big problem for Lil Jeff was also his drug addiction he already had back then. We have seen how he has later sniffed perks in interviews and whatnot. This definitely had an impact on all the crazy things he did, not least on the day he died. Contrary to popular belief, Lil Jeff did not jump off the porch and directly start killing people. In the beginning, his main focus was making money with his friends through activities like dealing narcotics, scamming, and similar schemes. Their priority was always about the money in the beginning. However, that changed over time. As you know, money can create a lot of problems. Jeff and his people got greedy and started robbing people at gunpoint and whatnot, and this created enemies. You end up robbing the wrong person, which leads to shootouts. That's what happened, and then they had older members of the gang who put firearms in their hands and told them to go shoot people. It's a vicious circle. Suddenly it's no longer about money, now it's about shooting and killing. Lil Jeff was a known robber from his side, everyone knew it. However, being driven solely by money isn't always a good thing. Money can push people to do extreme things. That's exactly what happened with Lil Jeff, Slime 2 and Q50 when they were hired to carry out murders in another state. In February 2022, Lil Jeff, Slime 2 and Q50 were contacted by members from Milwaukee regarding a murder of hire contract. The one they were allegedly hired by was a man named Cracks414 who is the cousin of Q50 and Slime 2. Cracks is allegedly a drug dealer from Milwaukee who also claims BloodHound and has bragged about getting people hit before and that his money stretches a long way. They were allegedly paid to go to a house where one or more men were located who owed Cracks a lot of money. The amount they were paid remains unknown, but the operation was highly planned and well executed, as they were never apprehended despite the case drawing significant media attention and being a high priority for the Milwaukee police. Slime 2, Lil Jeff, and Q50 allegedly arrived a few days in advance to receive the details of the plan, gather appropriate clothing, acquire firearms, and prepare everything else needed through their contacts in Milwaukee, who handled the planning. On March 27, 2022, it was time. Q50, Slime 2 and Lil Jeff allegedly arrived at the location a little before 2 a.m., a time when most people are asleep, which later made it more difficult for the police to gather information from potential witnesses that live nearby. The three crept up towards the house, which was located on 54th and Mill, went inside, kicked down the door, and opened fire. 3 men were in the apartment, 2 of whom were brothers, and all 3 were shot dead execution style. The 3 suspects allegedly approached the house on 54th and Mill, forced their way inside by kicking down the door, and opened fire. Inside the apartment were 3 men, 2 of whom were brothers, and all were shot dead execution style. The shooters then fled the scene, got back into their vehicle, and drove away. The following day, family members of one of the victims contacted the police after not hearing from him. Milwaukee police detectives responded to the apartment on 54th and Mill Road and found the door slightly open. Inside, they discovered 3 adult males who had died from gunshot wounds, according to Detective Tim Keller. Police believe at least one of the victims, who lived at the apartment, was involved in drug dealing, which may have been the motive behind the murders. People are sometimes reluctant to tell us about activities that may have led to a person's death, but it doesn't change our approach, Keller explained. We need people with information to come forward, regardless of the circumstances. Someone capable of entering a home and killing 3 people needs to be held accountable so they can't do it again. The victims' names were 26-year-old Anthony Thompson, also known as Juice, 52-year-old Clarence Harris, also known as Chicken Wang, and 39-year-old Tyrese McKinney, also known as Ty. As I said, 2 of the victims were actually brothers. There was a mother that lost 2 sons on that day, and that's incredibly hard. It's one thing to lose one person in your family to violence, unexpected violence, but then to lose 2 people at the same time. Then there is another family that lost a loved one. So that's 2 families that are grieving, Detective Keller said. All 3 have bragged about this on both social media and in songs. In the song, Big 3, featuring Lil Jeff, Slime 2 and Q50, Slime 2 rapped, "On my first one, I caught 3, I swear to God I'm kind of different." In the song BH4L, featuring Q50 and Lil Jeff, Q50 rapped, "People know I got bodies from state to state, in the mill, I'm clapping people for the paper." In a story, uploaded by Cracks414, where he shared Q50's music, he put a human emoji with a bag of money over his head, referring to Q50 allegedly killing for money. After Lil Jeff was killed, members from Milwaukee paid him a big tribute and had the highest respect for him. Q50 had deep connections in Milwaukee. Not only did he have family there, he also lived and went to school there for some time. He has also lived in the suburbs in Indiana in a nice neighborhood before moving back to Chicago and started to get involved in gang life. In the song 762, by Q50, he rapped, "Been in Milwaukee too long, I went out there and dropped some shit, only 19 but got 8 fitteds." In another song, Q50 rapped, "First time sliding, went up 3. A day or 2 after the triple homicide, Lil Jeff and the others left Milwaukee and headed back to Chicago, where they laid low for a couple of weeks. They had gotten the money and could therefore refrain from robbing shooting for a while. However, a few months later it was time again. Now things had changed. Lil Jeff was now a killer, and on his first hit he had managed to catch 3 bodies. And later that year, after laying low for a couple of months, he would allegedly catch his 4th body. However, there is a lot of controversy surrounding this murder, whether Lil Jeff was involved or not. The shooting occurred around 2:45 p.m. on West 95th Street near South Lafayette Avenue, close to a McDonald's. This area is known as 095 mob territory. According to law enforcement, the individuals were standing on the sidewalk when an unidentified shooter opened fire, with Boogie being the intended target. Boogie was struck multiple times and tragically passed away at Christ Hospital. A 27-year-old man, who suffered a gunshot wound to the back, was also taken to Christ Hospital and is in good condition. Additionally, a 49-year-old woman was shot in the right arm and transported to the University of Chicago Hospital, where she remains in serious condition. A bullet hole was visible in the McDonald's window, Captured by Skycam 9. The two individuals rumored to have carried out this hit are Q50 and Lil Jeff. Allegedly, they targeted 095 Mob due to their connection with 8 Trey Mob. It's important to note that some hits occur spontaneously, as shooters from gangs often move through various enemy territories when they're out looking for targets. Q50 mocked Boogie in one of his songs by rapping, "Since 95th want to troll, ask them why they can eat at that one spot." The restaurant in question, the McDonald's, actually closed down after Boogie was killed. In addition, a member from 95 Mob actually paid homage to Boogie the day Lil Jeff died, which usually is an indication that the killer is dead. However, as mentioned, it's not confirmed that Lil Jeff and Q50 were responsible. Some believe that Boogie was killed by Rack City or Nateville, mainly because of their long-standing beef with 095 Mob. The sad thing is that the two people who were shot along with Boogie were his younger brother and mother. Q50 even rapped in one of his songs, "His mama got hit, she was in the way, that kind of shit just happened," with the adlib, "F that bitch." In the song 762, by Q50, he rapped, "Please don't run, don't trip, that's how Boogie got killed." A friend of Boogie, who also witnessed the murder, shared that Boogie had been turning his life around, securing a good job, and prioritizing taking care of his daughter. What's tragic is that you basically never get a second chance once you've been a gang member. There is always someone who will remember what you have done and that you have also ruined lives and families. You will always be seen as an acceptable target despite your attempts to turn your life around. The only way to get away is if you move away from Chicago, and even then it's not enough sometimes. Just this incident ruined at least one family. I mean, his brother was shot in the leg and he saw his brother getting killed and his mother getting shot in the arm. You could only imagine what that does to you, and Boogie certainly has people around him that will never let this go. In late January 2023, he would catch his fifth body. Deani Base, known as D-Money, was at his home in the 7300 block of South Wabash in the Greater Grand Crossing neighborhood when Lil Jeff allegedly ran into his crib and fatally shot him. The reason Lil Jeff killed D-Money is still unclear. However, at the time, D-Money was dating a girl named Journey, the same girl who previously had been dating Lil Scoom from Roblox before his death. Lil Scoom was shot and killed on July 8, 2024. Rumors suggest that Journey may have set up Lil Scoom, and possibly did the same to D-Money. While nothing has been confirmed, it's possible that Lil Jeff's motive for killing D-Money is connected to this situation. Another motive could be gang relations. D-Money claimed DHG, Too Hot Gang, and was often posting pictures with guns and whatnot, so he was definitely a gang member. However, according to my sources, he was mostly dealing narcotics. However, this body is not confirmed and there are other people who say otherwise, but according to the indications I have received, Lil Jeff was involved. As mentioned earlier, the 06679 movement officially fractured in 2023 when Lil Jeff's cousin was killed by Trap City. The cousin in question was BloodHound Z-Money from DrillCity, who was shot and killed on March 16, 2023. Z-Money, whose real name was Zaire Nelson, was sitting in a parked car in mixed mob territory when another vehicle pulled up beside him, and someone inside opened fire. Z-Money was rushed to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead at 22 years old. His mother, Kisha, received the heartbreaking call from Z Money's girlfriend, who was screaming in despair, telling her that he was gone. At the hospital, doctors informed Kisha that her son had arrived as a gunshot victim and was dead on arrival. When she asked how many times he had been shot, the doctor replied, "We stopped counting at 29. No arrests have been made, but detectives told his mother that Z Money had been killed in Avalon Park while attempting to flee after someone shot at the car he was sitting in. His friend had briefly stepped away to drop off clothes for tailoring when the shooting occurred. Upon hearing the gunfire, the friend returned fire at the assailant, saw Zaire lying on the ground, and fled the scene. Although no arrests have been made, rumors have been circulating, and it's not hard to connect the dots after 06679 ultimately fell apart after Z Money's murder. The person allegedly responsible for the killing is Lil Cap from Trap City. Lil Cap is currently in jail for an unrelated gun charge. This was confirmed by BloodHound Q50 during an Instagram live stream alongside Lil Jeff. I understand that some people doubt the backdoor theory because of the brutality of the murder, but I'm confident it would have been debunked by now if it weren't true. The members are just as aware of the rumors as we are. But why did Trap City backdoor Z Money? Rumor has it that the conflict began when Z Money and Leal from Trap City had an argument over a female and a gun, leading Leal to drop his location to Lil Cap from Trap City. This sparked the entire war between DrillCity and Trap City, who once were like family, much like many other disputes across the city.
The people still alive because he booked right now. The people who kill Z Money is still walking this earth. Hey, this shit ain't tied on my face for no reason. This shit ain't tied on this. Hey,
jail saving his ass.
Hey.
However, there's more to the story that took place before Z Money's death. Specifically, the infamous incident involving the chain that Lil Jeff had taken from a Trap City member called Stock in a Bag Carter. Lil Jeff then came back to Trap City Hood and lied about the situation, saying he lost it during a high-speed pursuit with the police. However, two Trap City members saw through his lie and confronted him, leading to a chase where they began shooting at him. However, one of Lil Jeff's friends emerged from a car and returned fire, hitting one of the Trap City members who fortunately survived. This incident escalated tension significantly, and Z Money's murder solidified the rivalry, making it an on-site conflict. Members of Trap City actually talked about this incident in an interview with X-Man Rico. Carter himself also spoke about this in an interview. Around this time, Lil Jeff also beat up Big Motion from Trap City and made him say F Leal for dissing Z Money. Lil Jeff also shot D3 from Trap City.
I said fuck him. I sure see through the blood. I was shooting that bitch.
The death of Z Money changed Lil Jeff radically. He went from mostly making money with his homies to becoming a full-blooded psychopath in the street who was daily on the hunt and thirsty for blood. During a 4-year period, Lil Jeff would terrorize his enemies, do countless of drills and drop multiple bodies. He was ruthless and was not afraid to boast on social media about what he had done on the streets. Shortly after Z Money's murder, the situation reached a breaking point for Lil Jeff when Q50 was shot. Q50 survived the shooting, but it was enough for Lil Jeff to lose it. According to Q50, Lil Jeff went wild after the incident. The ones who allegedly shot Q50 was Trap City, the same gang who had killed Z Money a month earlier. In the following weeks, Lil Jeff was relentlessly on the streets, hunting for Trap City members to avenge his cousin's death. He was relentless, constantly out on the streets, sliding with other members from DrillCity and MTV. He shot at people and people shot at him, as he stated himself. In late June 2023, he would allegedly catch his sixth body and avenge the death of his cousin. 5th, 2023, Lil Jeff finally got his get back for his cousin, Z Money. Jeff and Q50 were circulating in the 1300 block of West Taylor Street, which is where Leal from Trap City worked. After some time, they spotted their victim walking out from his job and towards an Uber that was waiting on the street. The territory is close to Deani Mob's hood. Leal was sitting in the back seat of the Uber when Lil Jeff got out of the vehicle with a Draco and shot up the rear window of the Uber. The bullets came flying in, and on photos from the crime scene, you can see 12 bullet holes in the window. Leal was hit by 7 of those. Lil Jeff, who allegedly was the shooter, was obviously a good shooter and knew how to handle the weapon. The Uber driver, Robert, recalled that Leal had barely entered the car in Little Italy when he heard screeching tires and looked up to see a gun aimed at the back window. Robert sped down Taylor Street as the gunman continued firing for 2 blocks. When he finally had a moment to check, he saw that Leal had been badly wounded in the back seat. Robert then rushed to the nearest hospital, but tragically, Leal died at just 19 years old. While investigating the crime scene, police discovered a handgun in the back seat of the Uber, likely belonging to Leal. The driver, Robert, believed the gunman had been following Leal that evening, waiting for him to get into the car where he would be cornered. Leal had been standing in a doorway when Robert pulled up just before 9 p.m. As Leal entered the vehicle, another car suddenly approached and braked hard. Robert recalled seeing a figure in his peripheral vision, then noticed a gun aimed at his rear window. Without hesitation, he sped off as the shooter began firing. A witness to the murder reported seeing an individual in a black hoodie firing at Robert's car. Another witness heard the gunshots and later saw a man matching the same description walking west on Taylor Street. 20 days after Lil Jeff allegedly killed Leal, he posted a picture of himself on Instagram with the caption, "You ain't nothing to me, just another hat. Call his mama, I'll help the bish bury him." While these are lyrics from NBA YoungBoy and may not hold any real significance, it's still a noteworthy detail. A day after Leal's death, Lil Jeff's right-hand man and blood cousin, Q50 from MTV, posted a story featuring a picture of himself and Lil Jeff, along with the song All These People and the lyrics. Dude said that he'd be throwing shots, I bet he catch him back. In another song, Lil Jeff rapped, "They shot my cousin, but ain't kill him for some weeks straight. We was spinning, but the only difference is when got caught. Bish, we killed him." In an unreleased song with Lil Scoom from Burley Boys, he rapped, "When I ran up on that car he looked up and he was stuck."
Go ask the ops that Michael Drake put shit in park. Go ask my ops that Michael Drake, his ass ain't making fuck. Go ask my ops that Michael Drake, his ass ain't get out that car. You know that? I was right there, you know that?
Shortly after the murder of Leal from Trap City, Q50 and Lil Jeff encountered Lil Cap from Trap City while he was driving and opened fire. Lil Cap was grazed or possibly hit by one of the bullets, causing him to crash his car. Although he survived, when the police arrived, they found a gun in his possession, leading to his arrest and conviction on a firearms charge. He is expected to be released in 2025. Lil Jeff referenced this incident in his song, 333, with the lyrics, "Caught Lil Cap in traffic, he aimed below his pipe." 5 months after Leal's murder, Lil Jeff claimed his 7th and 8th victims in a double homicide. In November 2023, Lil Jeff was purchasing stolen cars from a man named Donardo Buford, also known as Lil Deuce from Foster Park. However, when one of the cars didn't meet his expectations, Lil Jeff felt that Lil Deuce was trying to scam him and take his money. Lil Jeff decided to set Lil Deuce up and kill him. He called him again, pretending to be interested in buying another car, and they agreed on a meeting location. On November 1st, 2023, Lil Jeff and Lil Deuce met as planned in the 8300 block of South Dorchester, located in the Avalon Park neighborhood. However, Lil Jeff had no intention of buying another car. Accompanied by his cousin Q50, he shot Lil Deuce multiple times in the chest. Unexpectedly, Lil Deuce's girlfriend, D-Money, whose real name was Desaiah McGee, was also present at the meetup, and she was shot in the torso. After the attack, Lil Jeff and Q50 fled the scene on foot. Both victims were later pronounced dead at the University of Chicago Medical Center. Lil Deuce was just 19 years old, while D-Money was 25. Lil Deuce was a member of Foster Park, a black pea stone set located in the Auburn-Gresham neighborhood. The girl, known as D-Money, wasn't just an ordinary girl. She was affiliated with Hottie and also claimed Jaro City and E-Block, who have had beef with DrillCity. Rumor has it that she was an active member involved in scamming, robbery, and even shootings. She was also closely connected with members of STL/EBT and Taekwon World. She was so active that people even started to question whether she was the actual target. However, according to my sources, she wasn't the intended target. They only killed her because she was a witness. Lil Deuce was shot multiple times, while D-Money was hit only once, indicating that she was likely not the main target. The area where she and Lil Deuce were killed in is controlled by Mix Mob, a group that has ongoing conflicts with DrillCity. Just a reminder, everything I mention in my videos is based on rumors, theories, and alleged events. While some details can be verified through sources, they might not always be accurate. There are also other rumors surrounding these murders. For instance, some say that Mix Mob, not Lil Jeff or BloodHound, was responsible for the deaths of Lil Deuce and D-Money. However, this claim mostly stems from it happening in Mix Mob territory. Three months later, Lil Jeff struck again, adding 2 more victims to his already high count. It's shocking when you realize that he committed 2 double homicides within just 3 months. In a time when violence is so frequent that it barely raises eyebrows, this level of brutality is truly staggering. The double murder I'm referring to is, of course, that of Monty, also known as Drench, and Lil Rob from Nitty Block in January 2024. These marked Lil Jeff's 6th and 7th bodies. Before diving into the details of the murder, let's first explore the background and the motives behind Lil Jeff's alleged actions. This double homicide was actually a high-profile case. I still recall the day it happened, and a journalist asked if I had any information on who was responsible, which I didn't at the time. This case drew significant attention because it occurred in downtown Chicago, near Wabash and Washington streets, as the victims were leaving school with a group of friends. The police even held a press conference in response to the incident. Monty and Lil Rob were both members from BKN/Nitty Block, a set located on the west side. It's important to note that neither of them was as innocent as the media often portrayed. In fact, Monty, in particular, had a reputation as a killer and had bodies to his name. He wasn't called Drench for nothing. In the summer of 2023, he was allegedly involved in the killing of the brothers Lil Tuda from DMGFBC/GHSM and Lil Kato on June 17th. Monty even bragged about being up to in a hood vlog. He was a high-ranking member and was highly respected. Interestingly, Monty was featured in Vert's 7900 song titled Cheat Code, which was released on June 2, 2023. This friendship came about because Vert frequently spent time out west, where he established connections with some of the Shorties members from BKN. Lil Jeff was also around Monty and BKN members during this time. There is even a video of him and one of his victims, Monty, on FaceTime with each other. For those who may not be aware, BKN is a 4CH set that originated from the jungle. It was established in honor of Frank Nitty, a member of the Jungle/Muff Block/A Boys, who was killed in October 2019, leading to the formation of Nitty Block. However, many of the BKN members, primarily younger individuals, never actually knew Nitty due to their age at the time. As a result, there is a perception that Monty and Lil Rob are simply considered BKN, even though they themselves have identified with Nitty Block as well.
You want down the rain?
Let me know. Welcome down to anything, but I prefer the tech fit.
Let me know. Cause we can damage your brains a lot of ways now. We can damage your brains a lot of ways now. We can damage the brain a lot of ways now.
Welcome down with what?
Okay, now you gonna see.
Welcome down with what?
Welcome down with anything, but I prefer the tech fit.
Welcome down with what?
I prefer the Drake.
My son.
He say catch him walking out the barber shop and do him like he flock. 30 on my top. Yeah, what? What else?
So what was it that led Lil Jeff to allegedly killing both Monty and Lil Rob in such a brutal and risky way? Well, it was because Monty had stolen watches from Lil Jeff. Some claimed Monty had robbed Lil Jeff. However, while not unlikely, I actually highly doubt it was a robbery. Lil Jeff was a full-blooded savage at this time with several bodies under his belt and kept it on him at all times, so I doubt he would let anyone rob him without somebody getting shot. Most people say Monty stole the watches from Jeff and then claim that he had robbed Jeff. And in the drill world, whether the robbery story is false or true, Jeff looked like a fool who got his watches taken from him by another gang member that later flexed with them on Instagram to ruin Jeff's reputation. According to Lil Jeff, Monty had asked him to borrow the watches for a pic but then just ran out of the crib with it. The sad thing about this is that the watches were most likely fake, and that Jeff probably had taken them from someone else, so it was mostly likely not his to begin with. Get Backed Out from BKN paraded it in a music video a couple of months back when BloodHound and BKN went back and forth dissing each other, and other BKN members have done the same in various hood vlogs. However, the saddest thing is that two young men with their whole life in front of them died over this nonsense.
Yeah. What did it say? Niggas ain't coming like, look. Tell the ops, stop wearing that, stop wearing that fake ass
50K, nigga.
Tell the ops stop wearing that fake ass J, bitch. Trying to tell you. Stop. You take this bitch off for him.
You got like 50K, damn.
That fake ass AP they got down there, man. Y'all ain't fucking with
Fake
me.
ass AP.
I just turned up cardiac AP.
On January 26, 2024, the day of the incident, Monty and Lil Rob had been at school all day. However, they weren't focused on schoolwork. Instead, they spent their time smoking and recording videos just hours before their deaths. About 4 hours prior to the murders, Monty posted a video with Lil Rob, showing them smoking at the very spot where they would later be killed. Additionally, Pooh Man from BKN uploaded a photo of Lil Rob holding an assault rifle just a few hours before everything unfolded. At around 12:26 p.m., Monty and Lil Rob were walking out of school when a dark-colored car and a dark-colored SUV pulled up. Several gunmen dressed in dark clothing, including one of the drivers, jumped out and approached the two from behind, opening fire. Monty and Lil Rob were both struck multiple times. The gunmen quickly returned to their vehicles and sped away, all within 20 seconds. Many of you may have seen this surveillance footage, but I won't be showing it here or recommending anyone to watch it. The same goes for the video of the aftermath, where Monty and Lil Rob are seen lying on the ground. Lil Rob appeared unconscious, likely already dead, while Monty struggled to take his last breaths before also losing consciousness moments later. It was truly horrific. Bystanders tried to assist, but both were too severely wounded. The two teens were rushed to a nearby hospital, where they were pronounced dead. Both were shot in the chest and Monty was also shot in the hip.
Before and after the shooting were all caught on a nearby surveillance camera. You can see both victims here on the left side of your screen. Here on the right side, a dark-colored SUV pulls up. Underneath the train tracks, at least one person can be seen running from the car, ambushing the victims. The shooter then runs back into the SUV. The driver taking off south on Wabash and then turning west on Madison. All of this happening right in the middle of the Loop lunch rush hour.
Monty, whose real name was Monterio Williams, was only 17 years old, was only 2 weeks away from celebrating his 18th birthday and, according to the family's statement, had plans to attend trade school after graduation. Blondian, Monty's mother, mentioned that he had tracked down a good school to attend after graduation that morning, which he was excited about, and that she had dropped him off at school. It was the last time she talked with her son and saw him alive. Lil Rob, whose real name was Robert Boston, was only 16 years old when his life ended. A statement posted on social media by the school read, in part, "This incident has devastated our students, faculty, staff, and community at large. We appreciate the outpouring of support as our school grapples with this senseless act of violence." Chicago Police Deputy Chief John Hind called the shooting a senseless act of violence and noted that the jacket of a woman who was walking in the area was grazed by a bullet. Community activist Andrew Holmes told the Chicago Sun-Times the families of both students are devastated and want to know who is responsible for killing them. "Whoever is responsible has no respect for human life," he said. According to news reports and journalists, multiple shooters emerged from the vehicles, with some claiming as many as 6. It's hard to determine the exact number from the surveillance footage, but it's likely between 4 and 6. The names I've heard associated with this hit are Lil Jeff and Vert from Drill City, Q50 from MTV, and T-Slick and Glizzy from Dottie Road. Lil Jeff has repeatedly taunted Lil Rob, but especially Monty, through both songs and social media posts. In one Instagram video, he hinted at killing 2 people, laying low for a few weeks, and then returning to take 2 more lives. The murders he's likely referencing are those of Lil Deuce from Foster Park, D-Money from Hottie Way/Jaro City, and Monty and Lil Rob from BKN/Nitty Block. In another post, he uploaded a photo of 2 watches on his wrist with the caption, "Tried to turn me down but they turned me up." There's also a photo of Lil Jeff and D-Slick from Dottie Road aiming 4 guns at a TV screen displaying "Get Back." From BKN, taken shortly after Monty and Lil Rob's deaths. In Lil Jeff's song, a title seemingly referencing the screams of Monty and Lil Rob as they were shot, he raps, "Bounced out with 4 sticks, 2 people got hit," likely referring to the attack on Monty and Lil Rob. In another song, titled LAX, Jeff taunts in the outro, "We really spank shit, turn za into za, smoke you like some za." This is a direct jab at Monty, who mentioned in a hood vlog that people used to call him za. The term za is also slang for weed.
Don't get your ass smoked like some Zod. Look, nigga, don't get your ass smoked like some Zod, nigga. Boom, 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 boom.
BKN and DrillCity continues, with Q50 frequently taunting Monty and Lil Rob in his songs and on social media. Recently, Q50 posted a picture of Pooh Man from BKN with the caption, "Dead and Gone." Pooh Man was killed on September 9, 2023, though it wasn't by DrillCity or MTV. BKN is still seeking revenge against BloodHound for Monty and Lil Rob's murders. Since the double homicide, BKN has been determined to retaliate, and when Jeff was alive, he even suggested that BKN was targeting innocents out of desperation. Since Lil Jeff is gone, BKN's main target from BloodHound is now Q50, who was allegedly involved in the hit. Q50 has been, and continues to be, a significant force in the streets, claiming to have at least 8 bodies to his name, according to his own statements. Q50 constantly brags about his count in songs. In 2024, Lil Jeff's rap career truly began to gain momentum, with his music videos amassing millions of views. He even collaborated with G Herbo in Los Angeles, who featured on his hit track, Ah. Lil Jeff developed his own distinct sound and flow, although his lyrics were somewhat basic at first. In my opinion, you could see his improvement over time. Just before his death, he had built a significant fan base, and since then, as more people have discovered his music, his following has only continued to grow. It's fascinating to think about how big he could have become. Five months later, on May 12, 2024, Baby KD from A-Tray Mob/Evans Mob was in an alley near the 10,800 block of South Indiana Avenue just before 5 p.m. when 1 or 2 individuals approached and shot him in the neck. Baby KD, whose real name was Khalil Dunbar, was transported to Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn in critical condition, where he later died at the age of 22, according to the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. Baby KD was a prominent member of A-Tray Mob, a frontline figure who was rumored to have bodies to his name. Rumors point to Q50 and Lil Jeff as the ones responsible for this murder. However, this is false. A-Tray Mob strongly asserts that Jeff has never touched any of their members, and Q50 said that he never claimed anyone from A-Tray. Another factor to consider is that the murder took place between Lil Jeff's trips to Los Angeles, where he filmed the music video for LAX. Just days later, Lil Jeff was out sliding again. At this point, Jeff was moving like King Von back in 2012 and 2014, constantly on the streets, retaliating, and robbing people. In mid-May, Lil Jeff allegedly robbed 6300 Bedro from TMC. Bedro had reached out to Lil Jeff to buy drugs, but when they met up, Lil Jeff reportedly robbed him of his jewelry and assaulted both him and his girlfriend at gunpoint. This incident escalated tensions between TMC and BloodHound, leading to a violent back and forth between the two. Just a week later, Lil Jeff shot Slide from TMC in the head. Slide has allegedly been in the hospital on life support for several months. If life support is withdrawn, he is expected to die. Rumors suggest he may be either paralyzed or in a vegetative state, or both. Lil Jeff and Q50 have even hinted at his death, but this remains unconfirmed. Some speculate he is recovering due to posts on his Instagram, but these are from friends and family, as he hasn't posted any photos or videos of himself since the incident. TMC is a set mostly known for making money and is not known for killing people. The most likely reason why they wanted to buy drugs from BloodHound is to form a relationship with them.
Hey y'all, somebody go tell Slide to post a picture or something, man. I'm trying to see something, folks. I ain't heard from that nigga Slide, man, since he crashed into that motherfucking crib, man. That shit fucked up. Life got brought from life support. I say all my pain keep me going. Slide getting annoying. I just want to see them pull the plug. I want to see them go from life support. They don't respect me no more. They don't love me no more. They ain't feeling my song. Is he dead or alive? I don't know what I'm lying. Cause you know that he died. But they steady lying. They keep trying to keep it quiet. Bitches fuck the other side. Bitch, you know that I'm gon' slide. Bitch, you know I'm down the ride. They pop my pants. My man, he ain't die. Something. Bitch, I'm high, I'm in the sky. I'm in LA right now. Know that. Look, there you know what he look like. Y'all like, man, look, he got a bald head. They shaved his dreads. On Granny. Says got a shaved head. Ooh, that shit hurt. Says vegetable. I know. Cause listen, trust me, I know. I knew before y'all did. I knew before his mama knew, nigga. The fuck. Think I'm gonna lie about some shit, niggas don't lie. Anyway, another topic. They said like a truck hit him. My granny, they say this shit bald. 2 shots to the head, nigga dead. Get up, Craig. Get up, Slide. Get up. Get up. Meek Mill, faggot ass, man. Oh, Watch not gonna make this song too. Y'all go watch. He gonna figure this shit out. Dick riding ass niggas, for faggot ass, dick riding ass, zesty ass grown goofies. They not feeling my songs.
On my dead grandmother's head, his ass was somewhere on the deathbed, dying, if not dead, down. This moment. Fuck. Look. His ass got hit in his brain. This shit hurt. gonna show y'all who just got his ass took. That nigga in the comments mad. Him right there. It wasn't him, but it was his number. I'm gonna show y'all. Look,
Bracelet had on.
it's him right here. Ooh,
Now
I see his
1,500
heel. He ain't had none of this
Quick
shit.
to bleed.
What a bracelet at?
Man, look, we exposing
rolling.
this nigga, cuz his ass is
Show
fucking.
that bitch. Have that.
We got an AP already, Scone.
I'm having my way in
I just
Chicago,
told you.
Illinois.
Now
This shit
we got
bust.
another rose.
Hey man, get them people they shit back.
Yeah,
Psych.
fuck them niggas. They should never been trying to kick it down Atlanta Green. Fucking corn man.
Damn.
That's it. $10. That cost him his whole hustle career. Everything he worked hard for. The cost lost it all for $10.
He tried to.
Lil Jeff referenced this incident in his song, Long Live Jeffrey Dahmer, which was his nickname, where he rapped, "Smack Bretto and his bish with a steel, his rollie I took, I didn't steal." Q50 has also mocked Bretto on multiple occasions on social media. Since Lil Jeff's death, Bretto has been relentlessly mocking him on social media. In one story, he wrote, "On my dead cousin, I wish I could dig you up and spit on you." What's even wilder is that just a few months after being robbed by Jeff, Bretto was robbed again for another watch. You could almost summarize this whole story to Lil Jeff stealing watches and jewelry, getting his own watches stolen, and killing people. As you probably noticed, at this point and rate, Q50 and Lil Jeff were just doing too much. People in Chicago, and even outside of the city, knew that one of them was about to get killed if they continued like this. They were constantly out robbing, sliding, shooting at people and killing people. Both had multiple bodies under their belt, and Lil Jeff even maybe above double digits if you believe his own words. When you commit heinous crimes at this rate, it's just a matter of time before you get killed or locked up. If you don't know how to stop, that is your only outcome. And a month after he shot Slide from TMC, it happened. Actually, to no one's surprise. News got out that Lil Jeff was shot and killed. 24. Bloodhound Lil Jeff's life came to a sudden and violent end when he was shot and killed in Trap City. Around 5:15 p.m., Lil Jeff, accompanied by Q50, Vert, and T-Slick, was out sliding. They pulled up to 6647 S roads and spotted someone, slowing down to get a closer look. As they stopped the car, Lil Jeff immediately jumped out of the black vehicle, gun raised, and began chasing a man in yellow shorts who ran toward a nearby house. Jeff was far ahead of his crew as he pursued the target up to the doorstep. When it happened, someone inside the house was ready and opened fire, hitting Lil Jeff approximately 19 times in the chest and upper torso. The surveillance footage captured the moment he was hit by a barrage of gunfire, reminiscent of the intense scene in Full Metal Jacket where the Vietnamese sniper is struck. The shooter that shot Lil Jeff from inside the house, using a rifle, really unleashed a powerful blast of bullets that just knocked down Jeff. In another camera angle, Q50 and Vert witnessed Lil Jeff being gunned down and then stood over. For a brief moment, they appeared stunned, lowering their weapons in disbelief. It was only seconds later that they snapped back into action and began shooting back, but by then, it was too late to save their friend. While shooting back, Q50 fell in a weird way, which nearly made him go down in spades, which twisted his knee. At first, most of us thought he had been shot, but after watching the CCTV, we could see that he just slipped on the wet asphalt and then ran, or rather limping, back towards the car. Vert and T-Slick quickly let off a few more rounds before getting back into the car as well. They then drove away from the scene. A few minutes after the shooting, Q50, Vert, and T-Slick returned to the scene where Lil Jeff lay and retrieved his body, rushing him to the hospital. The individuals inside the house had likely already fled, and Q50 and the others seemed prepared for a possible ambush while retrieving Lil Jeff. It was a highly risky move, as Trap City could have easily struck again if they were still nearby. Despite knowing that Lil Jeff was likely already dead, having taken 19 shots to the upper body from a rifle, Q50, Vert, and T-Slick refused to leave him behind. Surviving such an onslaught would have required extraordinary luck. Lil Jeff, whose real name was Jeffrey Harris, was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was tragically pronounced dead. The man Lil Jeff was chasing was shot in the chest and survived after getting treatment at the hospital. Now we come to the interesting part. Who was it that Lil Jeff chased, and who then shot Lil Jeff from inside the house? We'll start with the first. The man in the yellow pants that Lil Jeff was chasing and trying to kill was Man, also called Mineski, from Trap City/Zone 7. What is interesting about this is that Lil Jeff and Q50 had actually shot him a few months prior to this incident. How he survived that incident is nothing less than a miracle due to the fact that Lil Jeff and Q50 shot him 15 times. Q50 even bragged about this incident in the song, Overkill, featuring T-Slick, Vert and Lil Scum, when he rapped, "Jeff gave him 5, I gave him 10, I guess that wasn't enough," and even added the adlib, Glenn, which is Man's real name. In the song he also rapped, "How you ain't I you took 15 hits. What is unclear, however, is why Lil Jeff and Q50 wanted Man so badly gone, or if it was just pure bad luck for Man to get caught lacking 2 times in the same year by the same people. However, it should also be said that this is unconfirmed information. Some people claim that they are referring to a different individual. When it comes to the shooter who opened fire from inside the house, everyone knows who has been singled out, and that is Rob from Trap City. However, this entire theory was started on Reddit, where someone had figured out that Rob had written on the house and been arrested there before. This is the only reason why he has been singled out. Then bloggers and he himself fueled this reputation by appearing in interviews and posting stories where he mocks Lil Jeff. Then Reddit made his name into a meme, calling him Unk or Unk Gang, which further spread the rumor. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm highly doubtful that Rob killed Lil Jeff. I talked with people from both sides and they have told me that it wasn't Rob, but that he has just run with it for fun on the internet, but that he has informed BloodHound that he was not the one that did it. I don't even think he was present when it happened, not even in the house. The shooter is unknown to me, but given the indications I've been given, I don't think it was Rob. However, I could be wrong. It could have been him. Just a few days ago, he uploaded a story where he wrote, "His switch ain't jam, he missed all them shots and died." This story was a response to Q50's new song with Scrooly G called Rappers, where Scrooly G rapped, "Long live Jeff, he woulda clapped dude from Trap if the switch ain't click." Scrooly G, who is from STK, then replied by saying, "F Trap City," with a picture of him dropping L's. If it jammed, clicked, or if he just missed is unknown.
Hey, you know what'd be crazy, folk? Man, these niggas want the clout so bad, I'm finna speak on this shit. Fuck, 67, you bitch ass niggas, y'all act just like the new 83rd, folk. You niggas doing all this rap bapping like y'all really doing what y'all doing, folk. Man, hey, look, listen, folk. Y'all know what's to Lil Jeff. Y'all know about my shorty, man. Y'all know what the fuck he do. He was punishing y'all ass, nigga. And we really wanted that nigga, man. My fuck rolled past Fat Rob so many times. His ass want no points, no bucket. His ass so lame. Could never hang with us. You know that these niggas straight fans of us on my dead Uncle Greg, boy. Y'all know though. But you niggas is acting just like them, the other side, gang. 67, 83. You brick ass, lame ass niggas, man. Y'all ain't having nothing. Get it up there, stupid.
The aftermath on social media was mixed. Of course, Lil Jeff got a lot of love from Bloodhound, Drill City, Drench Gang, Shorty Mob, Burly Boys, Roadblock and others, but there was also an immense amount of mockery from enemies. The first ones to diss were Trap City, even before the news broke out. For example, Stewie from Chris World uploaded a story with the song, Another One Bites the Dust, along with laughing emojis. Bill from BKN uploaded a story with Lil Jeff's own lyrics from the song, where he rapped. Them people did what they did and had to pay the consequence. A Trap City member uploaded a picture of one of Lil Jeff's alleged victims, Leal, throwing up Bloodhound. TJ from 800 was mocking Lil Jeff with laughing emojis in the comment section of Chicago Hits 3's post about his death. TJ was also on Live with Bando KD, laughing at the news. Gucci from 8 Trey Mob uploaded multiple stories where he mocked Jeff, one where he typed, knock his dreads off, followed by laughing emojis. Boogie from Trap City posted a picture of Leal with a heart emoji. KB from TMC made fun of Lil Jeff with old videos of Jeff, where he bragged about robbing Bretto from TMC. Members from Death Row 085 were also dissing on Instagram. There are a whole lot more examples which I will show in the slideshow. Members from enemy sets were actually celebrating his death, saying that the city finally got rid of him. A member from 8 Trey Mob even recorded himself destroying Lil Jeff's mural that Verd made for him.
Niggas thought they killed. Niggas thought they killed me. They was dreaming. Niggas thought they killed me. They was dreaming.
Hey, okay, he took it. It's been fucking up. They missed us, TJ. They missed us.
They say they chopped that brain.
Hey, twig.
They overpaid us. What you on? Can't eat this shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, yo.
I gave you that. Hold on. I gave you that. I gave you that. All right, bet. Pop that right now.
Who that is?
It's KD.
On June 22nd, the funeral for Lil Jeff was held. Gang members from various sets attended and also of course family and friends of Lil Jeff. Lil Jeff's girlfriend posted several pictures from the funeral, one in front of the wreath of roses where she for some reason dropped the Y with her hand. There were also pictures of Vert, Q50 and Big Op at the funeral. On the funeral button, it said, "The Reaper." Lil Jeff never really had a chance. After his death, his mother shared a conversation with her son on Instagram where she encouraged him to slide on people, and that she thought it was cool that his name rang bells in the streets. It's really sad to see the parents of members raising them this way. There were many who mourned, not least his cousin and closest friend, Q50, who uploaded several stories about how much he misses Lil Jeff. He also uploaded a story where he wrote, "You went how you wanted to, on my dead grandma."
Blood out, bro.
I don't let her bully. I don't let her
Know that, man.
Drake, man.
Blood
out.
I
love you, brother.
Know that, man.
Damn, fool.
Oh, yeah, reading.
Exactly 1 month after Lil Jeff's death, Lil Scoom from Burley Boy Eyes/Roadblock was killed, allegedly by Risky Road. Lil Scoom was set up by the same girl mentioned earlier, as he was caught playing both sides. Turbo from Risky Road is rumored to be responsible for his death. Lil Scoom was targeted because he had been mocking Lil Curtis from Hootie Gang, who was previously killed by Lil O from Drench Gang for stealing Lil O's gun. Lil Curtis had family ties with Risky Road, which likely led to the retaliation. This incident is unrelated to Lil Jeff's murder. I will speak more about this in the story of Lil Scoom. There is rumors that BloodHound took revenge on Risky Road by killing CEO from Risky Road couple of weeks ago. All of this leaves us with a huge war on the east side which has already cost countless lives. But, like Tara said, now it's really on. Drill City, MTV, Drench Gang, Shorty Mob all clicked up one side, and Trap City, 8 Trey Mob and Evans Mob clicked up on the other. Then we have Pocket Town, Death Row 085, Seno City, Pax Town, 800, BKN, ABK, STL/EBT and several gangs in the mix as well. It could get really bloody and I pray for everyone involved and for people who live in these neighborhoods. My personal thoughts on BloodHound Lil Jeff are that he was a very talented rapper who took a tragic path in life. It's clear that King Von had a significant influence on him, as well as on many of today's emerging gang members. King Von was one of the first to rap openly about body counts, using detailed descriptions of violence, and he made it seem appealing within their world. Now, we can see the impact of that. Everything revolves around body counts. It feels like members are motivated to catch bodies just so they can head straight to the studio and rap about it. The difference with King Von, however, is that he didn't kill for fame or to become a rapper. He was doing it during a time when the Chicago scene was still emerging. Things are very different now, and too many young people are trying to imitate him. It seems like Lil Jeff fell into that same pattern, which is heartbreaking. I genuinely hope that young people growing up in these challenging environments in Chicago can find positive role models other than King Von. I pray for them, and I ask the viewers to do the same. It's all very sad because Lil Jeff did have talent. He developed his own sound, had charisma, and that's why he pulled in millions of views. While Jeff was undoubtedly one of the more violent figures I've covered, with 11 alleged bodies, his story feels very hollow and flat. It's just a series of senseless killings and backdooring for internet fame and thirst for revenge. With that said, rest in peace, BloodHound Lil Jeff. May God have mercy on your soul. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Rest in peace to all the innocents and gang members who have lost their lives to Chicago's brutal gang violence. May God bless you all.